What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about FAMI stock, ticker symbol FAMI. And this stock has a lot of people interested in it because it has recently been spiking up huge. However, we are down a bit today. We're down about 14%. So let's take a look at the chart and see what we have going on. First of all, I will point out that we have seen a massive rise, right? Just a little bit ago, we were down at 19 cents. Anyone who was buying down here is massively in the green, and great job on their part if they were buying when the stock was so cheap. However, the reason that this stock actually pumped up is because we started getting some good news for FAMI, as I explained in one of my other videos. I won't delve too deep into the news itself because, obviously viewers of this channel already know what happened news-wise with this stock that pumped us up. But I do want to point out a couple of things that have changed fundamentally for the company that I think justify this higher stock price and potentially a continuation of this pattern that we're seeing where we continue moving up. I do think that FAMI has a lot to go share price appreciation wise, because this stock, if you look, is very close still to the 52-week lows that we're looking at, right? This is the yearly chart, and we are still very low on it in regards to where we have been over the past year, right? We used to be trading above $1 at one point for a lot of the year, actually. We were trading above $1, hitting highs of $2.47, and, since then we have dropped all the way down to about 20 cents. But we are still, only 39 cents. That is still very cheap for this stock, traditionally speaking, right? And this company has only been getting better by the look of it, right? Based off of the news that we got yesterday, when the CEO issued his update letter, which we did discuss, yesterday, discussing the acquisition of a new company, a forestry company, expansion into health and wellness business, and a new partnership for a distribution network that one of their subsidiaries is working on. Now, obviously, those are three great catalysts for this company moving up, and was why we saw a massive appreciation in the stock price. Now we're dipping down a bit, and this is very easily explainable, right? Why this stock is dipping down. If you look over the past 90 days, you can see that we were, for the most part, trading above 37 cents. And that means that a lot of people were buying this stock at these higher prices. And then when they saw this massive dip, that probably killed a lot of people's conviction in the stock price. When they saw it dip down to the 20-cent range, a lot of people who'd been buying at like 50 or even upwards of 60 cents were likely considering themselves to be bag holders of this stock. And when this company did start to get some good news and actually saw some massive volume that pushed them upwards, that was an opportunity probably for a lot of these people who are buying way back here to get out of the stock for a break even, right? They saw this thing dip 50%, and they're probably still holding because once it dips 50%, what are you trying to do if you're selling this stock, right? It's already done the massive crash, and you can only hope that it goes back up. Now, a lot of people were likely selling around here because they had been bag holding in the past. So that's my expectation on why we didn't rise as much as a lot of people were hoping for and why we're taking a bit of a dip today, right? Because sometimes these bag holders will allow the stock to run up, and then they started killing it off around 50 cents, right? We couldn't really break through 50. If you look at the chart, we tried a couple of times, but we just kept getting rejected at 50 cents. It was 3 times, really, 1, 2, and 3, that we were getting rejected at 50 cents. And, in after hours and even today, we've been getting pushed down a little bit. Now, unfortunately, we have been pushed down below 40 cents for a significant period of time, right? We have been trading in this 37 to 40 cent range, which makes a lot of sense because 40 cents is a psychological resistance level, and 37 cents, if you look at the past year, is right here. Actually, in the past 90 days is probably better. Is a support level that we had experienced in the past, right? Before the big downturn that this stock had. You can see that we were using 37 cents right here as a support level, as well as here. We managed to bounce off of it another time before making highs of 58, and then we ended up seeing a little bit of resistance even at this 37 cent level when we were dipping way down. We tried rebounding above it, and we're unable to. So now it makes sense that we're kind of bouncing off 37 somewhat perfectly right there. I believe it's exactly 37 cents that we bounced off of, where people started saying, hey, let's buy this thing back up. And I do have high hopes for this stock, right? I bought this stock around, I entered a small position around 47 cents yesterday, and I entered another position around 39 cents today, averaging down a little bit, because it's not necessarily a trade that I'm taking with this stock. It's more of a long-term speculative investment, because looking at the chart over the past year, it does look like there are some fairly bullish attitudes starting right around now, and that could actually lead to a big rally in the stock price because we are near all-time lows, right? We're near all-time lows, and the company is looking better than ever, in my opinion. So I think that we really have a chance to actually start making back some of these losses that we've experienced over the past year, and not necessarily, instantly make new highs, right? Because this is fundamental news that drove up the stock price. It's not necessarily a short squeeze. If we actually look at Ortex, we can see that, short interest is up 30%, but that only brings us to 8% short interest as a percentage of the free float. So, this stock was not very heavily shorted. Obviously, it was very cheap for the past while, and shorts are just now starting to get into it, and just a little bit, right? 8% isn't a huge percentage of the free float to be shorted. We've obviously seen much higher on this channel. We've looked at like 97% plus short interests on some stocks. So, 8%, barely anything. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be shorting it when they see a massive appreciation in stock price potentially rightly so. If you're looking at the past couple of days, if you were shorting around 50 cents, then you've made some money already. I don't know if that's going to continue to be the case. I think that this stock will probably continue moving up. I don't think we'll get that much lower than 37. Obviously, that's just my opinion. I can't say for sure, but the pattern indicates that we are bouncing off of this old support level and, are actually retaking the 40-cent support level. So that is somewhat bullish, and we'll have to see what happens with that over the course of the next couple of hours, because obviously this push above 40 cents could get rejected just like the previous ones have. No guarantees there, but I do think that we'll probably start continuing to trade upwards over the next couple of days and weeks, because it was some fundamental news that changed this company, right? The CEO did issue this letter that was basically letting everyone know that the company is in a much stronger position than it had been in the past. And you can actually see that FAMI is still one of the most popular stocks. If you look at StockTwits, the most active tickers, FAMI is number 3, right under AMC and SPY. And, those two are almost always near the top of the list. So this is basically the most popular stock that is up for grabs, right? Number 3 spot. AMC and SPY often take the top 2 spots, especially during times of market volatility, which we have been seeing lately. Also on Google Trends, you can see that FAMI is somewhat holding its own, right? We saw the massive spike up yesterday when we were actually, making these highs of 50 cents. But we're not necessarily decreasing. We're actually seeing higher highs than we were the day prior. We were at 47 as a ranking, and the highest we saw today was 50. So we are still kind of continuing on this upwards trend. We're going to see if we can continue to get more attention moving towards FAMI looking forward. I think that what would really help with that is an appreciation in stock price. I think that, it just tends to be the case that traders are more interested in stocks as they're going up, and the more attention a stock gets, the more its price actually rises. So it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. When a stock price starts rising a little bit, that more traders become interested in it, start searching for it, and it almost continues the prophecy of it continues moving up rather than, just dipping down. And obviously that happens. That has to eclipse at some point, right? At some point it starts moving down. So not guaranteed that it's just going to continue shooting up forever, but it does tend to push stocks a little bit further than where they're meant to be on certain days. And that's potentially something that went on yesterday, right? When we were above 50 cents, that may have been a bit of an overextension in the short term, just because there were so many sellers of this stock. If you look back, because a lot of people had been bag holding it, a lot of people did want to unload their shares for these high prices, potentially even more than what they paid for them before they had taken about a 50% loss. So it's completely understandable that a lot of these people who are buying around here were selling their shares. But I think that once we get rid of a lot of those people and, they've sold their shares to people who believe in the company, then we'll have a much lower accessible float, right? A lot of people will just be holding shares. That's what I'm doing. I'm not trading this stock. Like I said, I'm just buying in a speculative account for the long term. Because I think that we will see some appreciation with it. And you can see that on Reddit and Wall Street Bets, we have been decreasing a little bit. We're down to number 6, just down 1 spot, so not that bad. 45% decrease mention-wise over the past 24 hours. Once again, completely understandable. We were seeing, a massive rally the other day. That is, not happening today, right? We're down 12% as opposed to up, I think, like 30 or 40% yesterday. So it's completely understandable that we're seeing a bit of a decrease on Reddit and Wall Street Bets as well. But I am still bullish on the stock. I think that we're going good places in a good direction with it. That's just my opinion, though. Obviously, this isn't financial advice. I don't want to convince anyone to buy the stock if they don't want to. This is just what I'm thinking. And I wouldn't say to put a bunch of money in this stock. I wouldn't say to make a big bet on it, or even to place any bet on it if you don't have enough capital so that you're comfortable gambling on these more speculative plays. Obviously, any stock under $1 is a somewhat speculative play. It's not guaranteed that any of these companies are going to succeed. A lot of penny stocks fail. I do happen to have some conviction in this stock, but that's just my personal conviction, right? I'm not trying to convince you to buy anything or sell anything or do any kind of market move. I'm just giving you guys my opinion in these videos. So if you've enjoyed, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and that's all I really ask. So other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.